I got a big goddamn problem with the news. You ready for this? The news is completely manipulated. Everything you hear every single day is designed by corporate media to do one thing and one thing only.
Jesus.
To keep you living in fear.
Oh, fear?
Total fear. Fear so you'll go out and you'll spend money on things. Things you probably don't even need. Things you probably already have six of, so that their advertisers will keep buying ads on their stations. I'll tell you one more thing. You ready for this? I'll do this all day, man.
There is a unifying field, and that's what my work's all about. There is a unifying, one, universal, overarching philosophy that was bequeathed to humanity when humanity was not fragmented. And so a departure happened in the past where all that information was fragmented, and so we became Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, Jews. They were already there, but they were integrated. And they were all different aspects of paying homage to nature, God, the Creator. Through astrology, through homeopathy, through natural means, natural living. Now we've departed from that, it's obvious. We're very technological now, and we would rather take a doctor's manipulated chemical versions of nature. Now, so what they do is they get natural things and they invert it, throw in a few chemicals, put a patent on it, make a lot of money, and it's not as effective. So we know that nature has all the answers, and this is why witches, astrologers, homeopaths, with the advent of allopathy, homeopathy went bye-bye, you see, underground. And so now we're kooks, because we believe that nature's got all the cool stuff that can help us and heal us. Magnetism and magic, they were always synonymous. They were always the same word. And they used to call it divine magnetism, whereas electricity is mundane. There's two different worlds going on here. Magnetism is the longitudinal pulse. It's not a wave. It's a radiating pulse. Just imagine a stone, a pebble thrown in a pond, a still pond. You'll see a radiation. Those are radiation waves. Okay, that's what magnetism does. It pulses, like your heart. The heart does not vibrate. It radiates. You always say when you meet someone with a beautiful big heart, you say, oh, they had a radiating heart. You would never say, oh, their heart was vibrating. Because what vibrates is the liver and the brain, which both create thought waves and emotion waves. Those are the noise waves that we generate from our thinking and feeling, whereas the heart, the pulse, is being. And so magnetism, just the very word itself and knowing that it is a pulse and not a wave. Electricity is the transverse decaying wave, hence inferior to magnetism, which is atemporal and eternal. Everything electrical in the electrical world has a decay factor in it. Whatever it is, a thought wave, you get a torch, how far does it shine? You get a radio, and you drive 50 miles away from your favourite radio station. What happens? All of a sudden, the crackly, the wave, because they're using a transverse wave and not a pulse, it will decay. So you have to get close to the source. This is why electricity, the mundane temporal world, is an illusion, Maya. It's not an illusion, it's real, but it's a temporal reality. And this is why the true spiritualists, I should say mystics, not spiritualists. Anyone can be spiritual. That means to detach yourself from the material. But a mystic is the next level. It's the anagogic level. Spiritual is allegoric. It's for people who are mental or people who are intellectual. But the mystical, M-Y-S-T, is fire. M-I-S-T, mist, is water. This is why they don't like mystics, you see. Oh, he's a mystic. As if to say that he's an idiot because he's a mystic. Well, their own scriptures tell you that eventually you must be baptized in spirit and fire. not the water baptism, which is for kids. And what that means is, fire is the highest element, it's plasma, and the whole universe is made of plasma. Plasma is the same word as pulse, just jumbled around. Plasma, pulse, and prana, if you realise that L and R are interchangeable. So once you know those three words, pulse, plasma, prana, the universe is 99.9% plasma, which comes from the ether, the quintessence. So scientists ignore the ether. They're just starting to learn about plasma and pulse weapons and pulse. They're using a lot of pulse weaponry and technology these days, aren't they? Well, that tells you because they're now entering a new era of technology, which is magnetic, bioelectric. Okay, electricity has been a ruinous energy for humanity. It's created the electrical grid, whereas only 150 years ago, up until 150 years ago, when they dismantled the magnetic free energy grid that was all universal around the world and set up their electric grid, they stepped down. We stepped down to a control system. Electricity, the transverse wave, you can put meters on that. The pulse wave, you can get that prana from breathing. Prana, pulse, plasma, breath. Mystery, again, remember M-Y-S-T, mystery schools, they have a very negative stigmatization that they've blanket put over anything mystery, you know, mystics, mystery. It's in the Bible. It's a biblical word. The mystery of Christ is in the Bible. St. Paul mentioned it. St. Peter mentioned it. It's the mystery. So, and it's the MYST, which is the baptism of fire. It means to have the higher elements, your fire illuminated, like the disciples at Pentecost had the tongues of fire on their heads, symbolizing a baptism of fire. This is what every initiate does. That's what you go through the ordeals at the mystery schools to come out accomplished. And then you get crucified at the end, which is the symbolic crucifixion of Jesus. And then you get a white stone with a new name on it, which is your spiritual name, and you have a baptism in fire. It's all a process that individuals must go through to purify, crucify their body in this world and ascend to the next, the next stage. And we've lost that science, but it's in all the holy books, how to get on the path of truth and then be crucified and then be saved and baptized with fire. So that's what my work's all about, just freeing people and helping them to become self-determined. So when it comes to medications, you don't need them. I don't go to doctors. I make my own stuff. So if I've got, say, digestive problems, I go to the internet and I punch in what's good for digestion. Well, peppermint essential oil, fennel essential oil. So I make a little bit of a drink that, and lo and behold, stomach pain, indigestion just goes. It's so simple. The people who you can't speak against, who are really mostly behind the destruction of the free energy Tartarian grid, all the way up until the Second World War, by the way. They were still destroying German cities that were utilising free energy, Dresden and a lot of places like that. But Russia was absolutely smashed by the Bolsheviks, all of their free energy. You can still see images, photos of their streets with electricity and no wires, etc. The history we've been told is absolutely a total fairy tale, and it's agreed upon by the criminals. And what they did was they destroyed the Tartarian Empire, which was syncretic. In other words, it embraced Christianity, Judaism, all faiths, because it understood that you resonate with your DNA to certain faiths. Christians are Jupiterian, Jews are Saturnian, Islamists are Martian and Venetian. A lot of people don't know any of this. They've got no idea what I'm saying, but if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you will understand. The Christian religion is solar and Jupiterian, which means it's benefic. It's based on charity. And that's why it was prospering in the Tartarian period. It had nothing to do with going to church and all of this historical Jesus bullshit story, which is Roman. It had to do with Christ consciousness, true Christianity, which is a way of life. It's a theological science. None of these churchgoers will ever even know this before they die. Because they've been educated as well in their churches, run by the Protestants, funded by the Jesuits, who started the Martin Luther and Calvin and King Henry VIII in all of their Protestantism to divide Christendom, which was united. So what they did was they dismantled this Christian Tartarian free energy, probably 1,000 years of peace. When they say that there was 1,000 years of dark ages, run away from that really, really quick. There were no dark ages, sweeties. No dark ages. There were ages of enlightenment. This is the darkest age ever to visit any place in the universe. Right now, hell has been vested in this earth by these demons. And they are demons from hell. And hell is firstly a condition, not a place. Please understand that. I don't refer to hell as you would a churchgoer. I'm talking about the real hell, okay? There's levels of existence, okay? And your merits fit you in to where your deeds will put you. And that's why we're here. We are here absolutely due to our own doings and our own karmic growth. So the hell that has come upon this earth, you can rest assured. I mean, I can tell you the two sides of the same coin that are behind it, or the three sides. And you'd have to look at the monotheistic corporate structure of Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. You have a look at the elite families who are funding all of these, the Jewish Sanhedrin, the Jesuits, and the Vatican, and the Holy Curia, and militant Islam. You'll find the Pallavicini, Aldobrandini, Orsini, Farnese, Borgia, Borghese, all the crime families who created the Jesuits, the Protestants, and the Counter-Reformation, and all the mayhem of chaos and order ever since. Freemasonry, Illuminati, all of it is run by these three clubs, the monotheists. And they've destroyed monism. Remember, monotheism is an aberration which destroys our true syncretic religion that we had in Tartaria, monism.
If you want to know the truth, no one is going to tell you the truth. They're only going to tell you their version. So, if you want the truth, you have to seek it out for yourself. In fact, that's where the real power lies, in your willingness to look beyond this story, any story. And as long as you keep searching, you are dangerous to them. That's what they're afraid of, you. It's all about you.
There is a 12ness about toroidal energy, magnetic energy. And the universe knows that, and it's been trying to teach us that astrology is the science of magnetism. Hello, wake up. It's the only science that divides energy, a wave, into 12 parts. Humanity is so stupid that they only see energy as positive and negative. You see, they see a wave as that's positive half, and this is the negative half of a wave. No, that's for simpletons. That's for people who are stupid, who do not know God, creation, nature. Energy is a 12ness. From the start of every wave, it starts in Aries, plasma, Taurus, solid, Gemini, gas, Cancer, water. They are different states of energy, different frequencies. Thank you, Tesla. So, through every 30-degree segment of a 360-degree energy wave, whether it be a thought wave, emotion wave, light wave, sound wave, doesn't matter. The moment that wave splits from its center and creates a wave, it starts with plasma Aries, and the end of the wave ends with water Pisces. And when you understand all those 12 different states of energy along every wave or pulse of the universe, you have mastered the whole universe. It's a 12ness, not a 2ness. So Stan Tenen, I can't claim anything that I know and teach as original. Neither can he. The Torah that he teaches is actually the Taurus field. So when you're a good student and you go to the mystery school and you learn about the Torah, you're learning about the Taurus field. Eventually, if you're seeking the truth in your heart, you'll find the truth. I insist on uncovering the truth. So I don't know to what degree I've done that, because there's a lot to uncover, but hey, I'm on that road and I'm going to get there. So yeah, there's a lot of noise. There's always distractors, people who I would call false prophets, leading people astray. I mean, with everything I teach, there's always the naysayers, you know. I've got all the subjects that this world, the established world, absolutely hates: astrology, healing, self-determination, sovereignty, geocentric, true flat Earth cosmology, astrology, philosophy. All these things are scorned upon, you know. So I'm living totally an outcast.